And it is official. The anticipation, the wait is over. 2 days after I got this job, we became the Washington football team. And here we are now on 2/2/22, the Washington Commanders. It has been a lot of hard work getting to this day, one that has been countless nights, long days, a lot of thought, a lot of anticipation for this. We're excited to be here today, and we're excited to share this journey with you and to have a lot of our alums here in attendance as well to celebrate tying in our past, our 90-year history past, with what's going to be our future. Great to have all you gentlemen here with us, and of course, now I'd like to bring up our co-owners, Dan and Tanya Snyder. Dan, come on up.
Thanks, guys. Well, first off, welcome to not the best kept secret in D.C. Okay, but good morning. Thank you so much for joining us today. Today's a big day for our team, our fans, a day in which we embark on a new chapter as the Washington Commanders. It's been a long journey to get to this point. We've been grateful to everyone who's been part of this process along the way. I want to thank our great alumni. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for being part of the process. Many of you have been on the committee calls, and it's just been great, and we really appreciate you helping us to connect the past to our future. I'd like to bring up Tanya, my co-owner of the team and partner, and thank you.
Hi, thank you, Dan. How excited are we that it's today? I'm so thrilled. I want to start by expressing our gratitude that you've joined us today for this momentous occasion, as well as many partners that have joined us along the journey. As we kick off our 90th year, we're excited to celebrate the rich history of the burgundy and gold, while also paving the way for our new tradition as Washington Commanders. To help us kick off the celebration and to reveal the new jersey, I'd like to invite two special guests to the stage who perfectly represent the connection of our stories past to our future. I'd like to start with team legend, Super Bowl champion, and former NFL MVP, Joe Theismann, and team captain and Pro Bowl defensive tackle, Jonathan Allen. Well, where's Joey? Okay. So I now, with honor, present to you the Washington Commanders, everybody step up, our new uniform.
All right.
Ta-da!
Love it. Love it. That's great.
Okay, let me get rid of all this stuff.
Well, that's our uniforms. Thank you to everybody for being here, and thank you for everyone that has put in the time and the energy and the effort to create a new beginning for the Washington Commanders. I guess you could say I represent a part of what we were, the championships that we had a chance to share together, and so many of my fellow friends here that sit in front of me that wear this new uniform of ours. The W on the front represents, I think, who we are, and we really are representing the DMV in its entirety. The Commanders are really one of those leadership qualities. Part of that is the leadership qualities that we see in the organization now as we go forward. And it's an opportunity for us to be able to look at the back. As you look at the emblems on the back, you see that we cover our history and the championships that have been won. We always want to leave space for one more, Jonathan, so that we can put another date in front of it. But it's an honor to be here, to have an opportunity to represent what we've been, and as we move forward and connect to the future of this franchise. I like the name Commanders. It just has a ring to it. It has a sense of strength to it. It has a sense of authority to it. And that's who we are going to become, and that's who we are going to be. And that's why this franchise is so special to me. And as I reflect on the 90th year of this franchise, I think back when I started in 1974. I've been a part of this franchise for almost 50 years in one way or another, as a player, as a fan, and as a friend. And to me, it's an exciting time for all of us to be able to celebrate what's going to be an opportunity for us going forward. And I say this to the young players, it's your chance now to be able to create a legacy as the Washington Commanders. We did our job, we had our chance, now it's your turn to take it and move forward with it. So I congratulate you, Dan and Tanya, thank you so much for allowing me to be here. I congratulate you on the new name, the new logo, and who we are going forward.
I think what's so great about the Commanders is it's a new era, not only for the players currently, but for all the legends in front of us. I think it represents what you guys did in the past to help build a legacy and a path for guys like me and myself and my teammates and future guys to come, to allow to be able to do the same things that you guys have done. And I think it's a great job of just really giving us a sense of pride moving forward, something that we can all rally behind, unify behind, and really build a rich legacy. So I'm blessed to be a part of this. I'm glad to be a part of it. I'm looking forward to the future. And the name Commander is going to mean something special to everybody in this community, and we're going to uphold that legacy. Appreciate it.
That's a nice way of saying, Joe, get out of there. Okay, I got it. We had 3 jerseys, and they sewed our names on them.
I feel like I could tackle or block somebody with this coat on here. I don't know whose I got, but it's a double XL. Thanks for sharing, gentlemen. Okay, so here we go. The uniforms are out. The name is out. You've heard from some of our alumni. Let's now hear from the man who's been charged since he came here to the Washington football team with taking us into a new era. It has not been an easy task, and as anybody that comes here to the Washington football team, we are well aware that the job is important, and we understand the responsibility of it, and that's for the fan base. And that is our #1 priority, and that has always been in our mindset as we got to today. So with that, I'm gonna bring up our team president, Jason Wright.
Appreciate it, JD. Thanks, Dan, Tanya, Joe, Jonathan, for the remarks, the heartfelt remarks, and the reveal of uniforms that I think are pretty dope. I really want to thank our alumni, not just the men sitting in front of me, but the men who really built the legacy that we're standing here on, who made something of the burgundy and gold, who made it so important that in this fan-engaging process, the first thing folks said was like, y'all better not take away those colors. That's due to you all. That's due to you all. And personally, so many of you have advised me and the folks leading this organization on how to steward that legacy well, how to treat our fans with the dignity and respect they deserve, that, and to cultivate those bonds that y'all built with them. And so I'm really grateful to all of you for that. And I can't thank you enough. It really comes from the bottom of my heart. You guys were a key part of this process. And it does feel good to finally say that we are the Washington Commanders. It feels good to say that out loud and not do the plugging leaks thing I've been doing for the past 48 hours. When we started this journey 18 months ago, I didn't know what we would be saying at this announcement. And it has been a long process, but an engaging one and an insightful one that's really been driven by our fans. And we landed on this after getting 40,000 submissions to WashingtonJourney.com, plus thousands of other submissions by snail mail. That got us down to 1,200 unique names and eventually to where we are today. And we set a precedent that that process was going to be open and engaging. This wasn't something we were going to go off in a back room and just decide. And we landed on this after conversations with alumni in focus groups with longtime fans, people that we want to become fans, community leaders, folks in the area who are doing great things. That is how we got here. And we landed on this in part because we believe the Washington Commanders can carry the rich legacy of this team, a championship legacy. It's got the weight and heft of something that is befitting a 90-year franchise. It's something that broadly resonated with our fans in this process, and it's something that embodies the values of service and leadership that really characterize the DMV and this broader community. This is a community of leaders, of service-minded people, not just in the overt ways of like the federal government and that sort of thing, but also all the nonprofits that find their start here and are trying to change the world for the better. It's the people who are creating community partnerships in and around this area. This is a place of leaders. This is a place of people that want to change things for the better. And the Washington Commanders embodies that. And it's also important to note that we have a rich and diverse fan base. And this is something that we learned good and well in this process. I remember sitting at one point with a bunch of letters in front of me that were mailed in. And there was a letter there of somebody laying out why they were so hurt and heartbroken that we have moved on from the old name and logo, which is not an uncommon sentiment expressed in our fan base. And it was heartfelt, and it was beautiful, and it was meaningful. And right next to it was a letter of someone saying they were so happy that the name had changed so they could finally be a fan in the way they had wanted to for so long. And then there was a drawing from a little kid of a cartoon animal, and there was a letter from a military veteran saying how happy they would be if something represented the military. And so many different perspectives there. And it drove home to me that while the NFL itself, and it's what makes it a great sport, has a fan base as a true cross-section of America, our fan base is especially diverse. In fact, one of those letters was about you, Doug. It was about Doug Williams being the first black quarterback to win a Super Bowl and what that meant for an inherently black city like DC. So we have a truly deep and diverse fan base. And what this effort really is at its core is not about landing on a name that was going to be unanimously loved by everybody, but to start a process by which we can continue to preserve what has been best about the burgundy and gold. Those have been colors and a name and a franchise under which people who have trouble talking to each other on other topics can come together and hug and high five and be one while cheering this team on. And we believe that the Washington Commanders will allow us to continue to preserve that unity and build those bonds at a time when I would argue we need it more than ever as a nation. And so over the next couple years, we are going to continue to build this brand together, to really infuse meaning to this name and identity with our families. This is just the launch, because there's so much that needs to happen for our fans to feel a deep and emotional connection to this over time, and we know that. And so this is why we're going to do an open and engaging process to do things like evolve the fight song. Actually, I think Commanders fits well with the old fight song. There's some stuff there that really connects well, and that's one of the reasons that we gravitated towards it. But there's also an opportunity to evolve that fight song in partnership with our fans to bridge the traditions of old with the traditions of new. And there will be multiple things like that happening over the next 2 years. So this is just the beginning, and we want our fans to shape and mold this brand going forward. And so thank you for being on this journey with us. I could keep talking about this because I've been living it along with many people here for some time. But I just thank you for going on this journey with us. We are very proud of where we've landed, and we're proud to say today that we are the Washington Commanders. Thank you so much.
Again, we thank you all for being here today, as we know you would not miss it, as we know how important this is to our community, to the fan base, to the team, to our alumni. So we appreciate you coming out here and showing your support and covering this historic day for our franchise as we're about to embark on our 90th year anniversary next year. We look forward to having everybody coming out to FedEx Field. And you would ask any single one of these players here and anybody that's on the team currently, we need you out there to support this team and say, here we go, Washington Commanders, as we do embark on a new day. Thanks for coming out here today. Follow us on our website. We have events going on throughout the entire day. We will be revealing many more things throughout the entire day as well, so follow us on our social channels. But that does end this portion of our press conference.